Hey folks, it's me, Si, with Rooting for the Planet. And strangely enough, this is what I'm rooting for. Some proper winter weather in winter time. It's just coming into back end of autumn, I guess, middle of November. So we're getting in now to the end of autumn. Oh, I'm all over the place. End of autumn, early winter. And look at this greyhound just going for it in the snow. He's coming again. He's coming again. He's loving it. I saw a post on yesterday with a guy with a greyhound and talking about them being exploited working dogs. Well, that's open to opinion, isn't it? I have no strong opinions particularly. But I don't know how he was trained and I don't know how he was looked after. But you can tell he's been looked after by trainers. And then we got him from a retired greyhound place, and they're lovely dogs, absolutely gorgeous temperament. But they've been brought up, bred, trained as working dogs. So I come from a farming background, really, in farming. So I tend to be a bit more philosophical about these things, really. I particularly like the idea of people betting on animals at all, but it still happens. But we've got ourselves a lovely dog now, retired greyhound. And it'll be cold when they get back, but we're only minutes from the front door and the heating's on. So yeah, the Conference of the Parties 29, Azerbaijan this year, and another big oil producing nation. But I put out in a previous video that if in the UK, or even if you're not, BBC, panorama programme on Can Science Save the Planet, very, very interesting yesterday, all scientific views, not looking at biodiversity and natural world as I often do, looking at what science can do, carbon capture and storage being the big one, and all sorts of other ideas that are looking for funding to be scaled up. Hey dear. So that'll be extremely interesting in the next few years to see. The big heron out here. Don't see him round the far end there. He always sits over that top corner. There's a cormorant there just taking off. I don't know if you can see that. Lovely. And all the ducks, the mallard ducks here. I think these are Arctic terns, but I'm not entirely sure. And this water level of the reservoirs recently has been extremely low. It's been a very dry October, especially into November. Very, very dry. So this will add to the water level now with the snow. But the morning and day raining has been low level. Very, very low level. Nippy, nippy, nippy. So the dogs have had a good run. I've had some good fresh air. And stay tuned as well, because there's more on the big ancient woodland over there, Sheep House Wood, and my involvement in the future. It could be quite exciting, quite interesting actually, if you're into such things. So stay tuned for that. I've not talked recently about raising any money or any funds, because that's an ongoing issue. But I've looked at the National Lottery environmental funds, so they're something I'm going to consider in the future, to try and fund an environmental and possible heritage project as a as an idea. And there's big Sid, the Scotch pine, and his slightly smallish neighbour. What did we call him? I've forgotten now. I suppose if they're Scotch, they should have Scottish names, shouldn't they? My wife pointed that out. But I've called that one Sid, and that one Stanley. That's right, that's Stanley. Big old, couple of 150-year-old Scotch pine trees, beautiful big trees. Some smaller cousins there at the side, and then lots of sycamore down here in this smaller plantation. Not as old, probably only in the last 50 years of these have been planted up down here, I'm guessing. So yeah, we'll call that it for now, because my fingers are getting absolutely freezing. All right, as usual, you take care.